table to introduce a DTM, a longtime member, the longest time member of this particular club, and speechifier extraordinaire, Mr. Ken, which today's Ken is here to present the Toastmasters educational program. This is a 10 to 15 minute overview of all the projects required to complete both the communication and leadership tracks in order to become a distinguished Toastmaster, DTM. Having completed this entire program more than once himself, Ken is well suited to present this program to us. This speech is part of the Successful Club series, a set of 11 presentations prepared by Toastmasters International to educate club members on various aspects of creating a successful Toastmasters journey. Please help welcome Mr. Ken Smith, presenting what a Toastmaster has to offer. What a Toastmaster has to offer, Mr. Ken Smith.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Wouldn't you know it, every time I plan an educational speech, it's with some specific people in mind and they don't show up that day. I thought Kate was going to be here to join today and I was going to give her, Kate.
Yes.
I was going to give her an overview, but there are a few other
I've got
relatively new people here. So this program will inform you about all of the steps involved in completing the Toastmaster goal that many people have of becoming a distinguished Toastmaster. We have two tracks. I will talk about the communication track first, which everyone is working on. And then I'll show you why you should also be working on the leadership track. Now, communication is a way to, the communication program is a way to learn specific communication skills. But the leadership track is where you apply those skills. And that's why you should be doing both. Let's start with the title. This is part of the Successful Club series. There are 11 modules in the Successful Club series. Approximately the same number in the Better Speaker series and the Leadership Excellence series. So there are 3 series of programs that Toastmasters has created and are part of achieving some of your communication and leadership goals. This one I'm doing, the Successful Club series, can be used in either track. Better Speaker series only in the communication track, Leadership Excellence series only in the leadership track, but you may use this one for either one. We start with the Competent Communication book. That has 10 projects in it, and these are the basic speaking skills. You want to go through these and master them before you move on to advanced manuals. So you don't just see what your objective is and write a speech. You should read the project, understand it, make sure that you are designing a speech that will help you incorporate those skills into your presentations. Many people do use the communication manual more than once. I've done it 6 times now. And Arlinda, I think, has also done it 6. Conda, I know, is on your 3rd or 4th, I forget which. And Eric is on his 3rd time through the CC manual. So if you feel you didn't really develop these core skills, you should go back and practice them again and get credit again for doing a communication manual. But then you should also start looking at the advanced communications. There are 15 individual manuals, each with 5 projects in them. So to move on from your competent communicator recognition onto the advanced communicator bronze, you simply need to do 2 of those modules, 10 more speeches, just as you did with your CC manual. I've given you a pass out that covers what all of these are. We'll go over them individually in a moment. But these do offer the practical experience in many different areas of your life. We'll start with the entertaining speaker. As you can see, there are several different kinds of entertaining speeches. There are some to make you laugh, how to make a dramatic talk, give a speech after dinner, and you have one on learning resources for your entertainment, comes before those last three. Actually, the entertaining speech is also included in your competent communication manual. Toward the end of it, after you've completed Project 10, if you thumb a few more pages, you'll see that you could do that and get credit for it there before you've received your advanced manual. Second one, speaking to inform. You have the speech to inform, resources for informing, demonstration talk, fact-finding report, and the abstract concept. And I'm going to go over these very quickly. It's hard to cover everything we need to cover in a 10 to 15 minute speech. Public relations is one that if you are in business or have a business-to-business type service, is probably good for you. You learn how to do a goodwill speech, a radio talk show, which is almost duplicated in the communicating on video. The persuasive approach of speaking under fire, that one's a tough one. You got to pick a subject you know is going to be controversial and try to sell it to the audience. Crisis management is another one. Then you have facilitating discussion. This is a good one if you anywhere in your career you have to moderate people. This teaches you the best methods to do that. Specialty speeches. You heard one from Gary last week. Speaking off the cuff, he forgot to bring his manual.
Impromptu speaking speech.
Well, there isn't an impromptu speaking speech, so.
Module.
Module. But you only did a 5 to 7.
Okay.
Right, so anyway, I gave you credit for speak off the cuff as the first one in your AC Gold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's...
Thank you.
Sure. Uplift the spirit is one to make people all feel really good. Sell a product. That one teaches you how to ask open-ended questions to get people to respond, and you can lead them hopefully to making a decision that is in their best interest, which may or may not be buying your product. Reading out loud is similar to one of the interpretive reading projects. And then introduce the speaker. It's one that Gary did for us as a Toastmaster. So there are a lot of these you can really work in easily into our club, helping our club grow. Speeches by management, if you're going that direction, there are 5 good ones for that one. The professional speaker, these are professional speakers, someone who gets paid to speak. So the keynote address is one. Going rate's about $3,500 for a keynote address, for 20 to 30 minute keynote address. So if you want to pick up a little extra cash, put yourself out there, give a 20 to 30 minute speech.
Wow.
Make some money. There are several more in that one. Technical presentations, so if you are IT or something in management or for some reason need to spell something out that's very technical to people, this teaches you how to make it a little more understandable. Persuasive speaking. This is mostly about being a salesperson, but not completely. The persuasive leader, for example, is not necessarily about being a salesperson. Communicating on video, this has gone through several transitions. The first one I did was called Communicating on Television, and then they changed some of the projects. And then this is the third version of it, where it's just about video, any kind of video, doing YouTube video, doing something for your website, video for your website, whatever. Storytelling is a fun one. You know, some of these are for business, some of them also are just for entertainment. Storytelling is one of the entertainment ones, as was the entertaining speaker. The folk tale is a fun one to give, and in many of these they suggest you sit on a chair as if you're in a room with children, not that we're all children, and talking to a conversational manner. Let's get personal, moral of the story, touching story, and bringing history to life. They're all enjoyable projects to do. Interpretive reading sometimes is tough. You want to be able to switch sometimes from one character to another and make it clear that you're doing that, changing your voice, changing your stance, whatever. With the exceptions of the monodrama and the oratorical speech, which are both a single person speaking. Interpersonal communication, this helps when you're dealing with people on a one-on-one basis. You can learn how to negotiate and diffuse criticism and coach and so forth. Special occasion speeches, mastering the toast, the roast, speaking in praise, and then a fun one, presenting an award and accepting an award. You could actually do tandem. We've done that several times. Arlinda and I did it, where I gave her the award for the world's most loving heart, and at the end of which I got on my knees and proposed that we remarry. And hers, of course, thankfully, was accepting the proposal to remarry. So that was fun. You can do, and we've had other people do similar things. And then humorously speaking is all about how to make your speech more humorous, which I should be doing now, but I need to redo this one many, many times. Okay, bronze is just take two of those modules and do, or books on it, the manual. You have to have your CC award first. You can't go straight to bronze. You have to first get your CC award, complete the two manuals.
Okay.
ACS, again, you have to have your ACB first. These are progressive, 2 additional advanced manuals, but you also have to give 2 presentations, such as the one I'm giving now, from either the Better Speaker Series and or the Successful Club Series. You can do 1 from each, or 2 from one, 2 from the other. ACG, this is the final communication step. Again, you have to have your ACS first. Then you do 2 additional manuals. This time you have to do a program from the Success Leadership or Success Communication Series or a Youth Leadership program. If you want to do youth leadership, talk to Lee. She was a youth leadership coordinator for the district. She's done a number of youth leadership programs, and I visited during one of them. She did an absolutely excellent job. These kids, usually 8th graders, somewhere in that range, pick up on this stuff so much faster than we do. We've got all these blockages already. And they don't. They become fantastic Toastmasters very quickly.
How long is the
The coach a new member is the final step you have to do. You have to be a coach for a member through their first 3 speeches at least. We like to keep people as mentor and mentee for as long as they feel the need for it. I'm still Conda's mentor, even though he never calls upon me. He knows the program very well, but the idea here is you build a relationship, a rapport, and you can keep going and have somebody to bounce things off of. The leadership track, competent communication, the competent leader, the CL, you have to complete that first manual that you received along with your competent communication manual. Most of it is just fulfilling your roles that you are already doing in the club. And so you might as well, while you're doing them, get credit for doing them. Just have someone else review how well you did on that project. So there are 10 leadership projects in it, and these develop the basic leadership skills, just as the CC manual helps you develop the basic communication skills. And then you get recognition for achieving it, and you need that recognition because the next step is the Advanced Leader Bronze. You need to have your CL award before you can go on to this, as well as your CC award. You have to serve 6 months as a club officer, and it's not something like September through March. It has to be it has to be a term, July 1st through December 31st, or January 1st through June 30th. So there are a couple of positions open that people can start in January. I'm right now acting as treasurer, secretary, and sergeant at arms. I've been picking up as people who left. So 2 of those, secretary and sergeant at arms, are available. Love to have someone take them. You have to serve 6 months as a club officer, in which you also worked on the club success plan and participated in the district-led club officer training. And then 2 presentations from the successful club series, that should have said, probably did, got chopped off, or leadership excellence series. Silver, achieve your ALB, serve as a district officer. You have to sponsor, mentor, or coach a club, not a member. So sponsoring gets started, mentoring takes them till they can stand on their own feet. Coaching is taking a club that is having problems and bringing them back to life. Pam will win this one.
Well, I know, because I'm on my time here.
You also have to do a high-performance leadership project. There are 5 steps in the project. You work with a guidance committee that follows you through this to make sure that they give you help and advice along the way. You also work with a team of people you put together to do the project. There's any kind of project you want, as long as it's one that requires putting a team together, because it's leadership. Leadership is not just doing everything by yourself. And it can be a project either in or outside of Toastmasters. We have a member of the district who wanted a new golf contest, what do you call it? Tournament, thank you, in his town, and he put a bunch of people outside of Toastmasters together who knew things about that, and they did it. And so the guidance committee gives you feedback throughout the projects. To become a DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster, you have completed your communication track and your leadership track, and then you send in an application or submit it to myself or Linda, and we'll do it online for you, and you get your DTM. So whichever one is the last one you complete that day, you also qualify then for the DTM. That's it. So what are your goals? That picture is in your CC manual. Look at it and see what you need to accomplish.
Okay.
Mr. Toastmaster.